Hi guys, welcome to Scarlet Tarot. I hope everyone is doing great. We are checking what is happening next in your love life. The rest of 2025. Alright, so let's start with Aries. This is a general and collective reading, so please take what is resonating with your situation, what is vibing with your situation, and don't take things which are not resonating. Alright, so we're starting with Aries at 40 seconds. Aries, what is happening next in your love life? The Star, Page of Wands, Judgment, Nine of Wands at the bottom, you're kind of getting out of a situation in your love life. You have been through a lot. It's either with a person that you're already with, you have been through a lot. Now that hardships, those situations are coming to an end, and there is a new thing which will gonna start. And it looks like that both of you have wanted this connection since a really long time, but it looks like the separation or everything that has happened between the two of you was necessary to give you a perspective about each other, to give you a perspective about love in general. I see a lot of learnings, I see a lot of healings. Maybe in this times of separation you purged out a lot of negative emotions about your past, about your wounds, about um, how open you are to relationships, about giving as well as accepting the love. And you've healed those emotions, which is why perhaps that separation has come. We do have 10 of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and then Two of Cups, and then Ace of Cups, which marks the beginning of a love story, not an end. So definitely something that you both have been separated from. You kind of got a perspective. If you guys would have come together before, without this separation period, maybe that relationship wouldn't have been that much stable now. Because now when you'll be coming together, the vibe would be completely different with Two of Cups and Ace of Cups coming in here. Yes, there was a dull period, but that dull period was here to just give you perspective about things. So it looks like the rest of 2025 is that separation period, those hardships period is coming to an end. If this was something with a person, then this is coming to an end. If this is something that you have never been with a person, you are single, that means someone is definitely entering into your love life. Someone who's healed, someone who's emotionally available, okay? So that is what we have for Aries. All right, let's move on to Taurus. We have 0356 seconds. That's for Taurus. All right, what is coming up for Taurus? The rest of 2025. Devil, Queen of Swords, Tower, King of Cups, Seven of Cups. It looks like all right, Taurus. So we were checking. See, it looks like you were kind of stuck with someone who was not giving into this connection, who has been very hot and cold, who was very controlling when it comes to this relationship. left you feeling very emotionally drained, it looks like, very manipulative, very withdrawn and detached as well. You're kind of dealing with this kind of a person. Now, in the rest of 2025, you're going to accept your own sovereignty, your own power. Because for some of you, you might be having other options. All this while you were thinking, maybe this is what my person is, this is who my person is. You kind of share some sort of soulmate, soul bond sort of a connection. However, with the devil card coming in here, this is more of a karmic connection. Maybe the passion was really great, but doesn't have to be. But it looks like there was a bond which you have felt, which is why you were kind of putting up with this. And you felt you're kind of stuck. You wanting to get out of the situation every now and then because you recognize the patterns, you recognize that this person is not healthy for you. Still, you chose to continue to do that because of that bond, maybe because of that passion, or maybe because of karma in general. But it looks like you're kind of regaining your sovereignty. You're trying to understand what you truly deserve, which is nothing less than just love. And there are other options out there which you can explore. You can have such kind of connection with someone else as well. It's just not this person. So what you have to do is that you have to just be patient and wait for the right person to come in. Wait for your 10 of Cups moment to come in. That is the breakthrough that you will gonna get in the rest of 2025, Taurus. This is what is coming for you. All right, let's go to Gemini. Geminis, what's up? What is coming in the next rest of 2025 in your love life? The Magician, the Moon, the Fool, Six of Cups. There is a new beginning that you will going to have, and you will going to make peace with the past. You were having a lot of anxiety. You were having whether I'm doing the right thing or not. But it looks like that this time you will gonna just claim your own power, do a lot of self-reflection about what do you truly want. It's like you are taking past as a lesson. You're having compassion for the past and you're taking past as a lesson. And you're taking that as a lesson and then you're trying to turn it around in your next connection, whatsoever, whosoever that person could be, or whatsoever that relationship could be. And that deep reflection will going to give you an insight on what are the things that you don't want in a partner, what are the things that you would really want in a partner. You seem to be focusing on yourself a lot. There would be a time where you would also feel that, do I really need someone in my life? You would be at that phase where you will start to fall in love with yourself and not with anyone else. Because that past could have been something which you have gotten out of a very anxious, anxiety driven past where you have invested a lot, but then it looks like your person was too much self-absorbed. It looks like there was a connection, I'm not denying that, but you were coming across as Knight of Cups, that your person is coming across as Page of Cups. There was a mismatch. And whenever there is a mismatch, there is a drain of emotions, drain of energies that just comes in. So for some of you, you could be realizing and getting out of a relationship. while for others of you, you could be literally learning from your past and having that new start with yourself or with someone else. Okay, Geminis, this was your reading. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, what is coming next in your love life for the rest of 2025? Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, the Sun, Queen of Pentacles. Something that you really, really wanted for a really long time, that person, that situation is coming in your life. A communication coming in your life, a get together and a celebration coming in your life, and you will be experiencing nothing but the joy. Now, this is only happening because there was a point where you decided that no, I want. If you're talking about a situationship, I'm just taking an example and you just try to fit into your situation. There was a situationship and you wanted commitment, and this person could be more like, you know what, I can't commit. If you're okay with this situationship type of relationship, we can go ahead. Otherwise, I don't think so that we have a future. You decided to take matters in your own hands and you said that no, I would want commitment because that matters to me. That security, that safety, is loyalty matters to me. I am not someone who wants to be in a situationship for a really long time. And that's when you walked away from a situation because you chose yourself. You decided better. You chose yourself, and because you chose yourself, universe chose that for you. This person has been at a crossroads ever since then. They had been holding on, they had been resting, they had been recuperating, they had been analyzing a lot of things. Is it really worth losing Cancer over this? We have the Star and the Knight of Wands. It looks like now someone has kind of realized your worth and wanting to put in the effort with Eight of Pentacles coming in here. And that is only happening because you stood your ground. So if you think that this is not your reading, maybe there is a time that's going to come in your life this year itself where you will be separating from a person. And I don't see a very long separation. I see it's more like a week or a month. Not even a month, less than a month, 15 to 20 days sort of a separation coming in. And then you guys are coming back together with each other. It's like you listened to what do you really want in a relationship, and that's when universe also listened to you. Okay, so this is what I have for you. Thank you so much. Let's go to Leos. We are checking what is coming up in your love life in the next 2 months, 2025, for Leos. Nine of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and we have 10 of Cups. Some of you would be struggling to get into a relationship. You could be someone who's just being Leos, enjoying their life, king size, enjoying the fruits of their labor. fresh out of a relationship or recently broken up from a person, I see a communication coming in asking you to get committed to them because they see forever with you, and your days to remain single are very much numbered. Something that you really wanted for a really long time. That thing is just coming. Look at the major arcanas: Emperor, Sun, Nine of Cups. Your wishes are getting fulfilled, especially when it comes to a person, situation, or love in general. But I see you being stuck into it. I see you will be like, really, all of this is happening that soon? I'm not even sure. So, yeah, I mean, if you talk about what's going to happen or what in the next 2025, I see a proposal coming your way. You are someone who's single right now, but you will be struggling to make a decision because you enjoy your single life so much that you don't want to ruin this. You don't want this period to go away. What decision would you be making, Leos? I'm curious. What decision would Leos be making? Four of Cups. You're still gonna contemplate. There are a lot of four energy. This relationship could be something which will gonna bring you a lot of stability. Or maybe this is something that you're fearing. I am now emotionally very stable. Do I really want to get into a relationship? Take all the confusion in. But I see you making a decision pretty soon because you are already very much grounded and stable. So I don't see that would be the problem. The person is not a problem. The situation or the relationship with the person could be the problem for you, Leos. Okay? So this is what I have for you. Let's go to Virgos. What's up, Virgos? What is happening next in your love life for the rest of 2025? Seven of Pentacles, High Priestess, Queen of Wands, Seven of Swords. I see you could be withholding your feelings about how do you truly feel about someone. There is an element of secrecy that's coming in because you're waiting for that other person to perhaps nurture this connection, come forward, express something. But it looks like the other person is also not taking any action. There are two options that would be with you with Seven of Swords and the Emperor. Either you step up, take the lead, be the masculine, genders don't matter. But with the Seven of Swords coming in here, it's more like the collective energies between the two of you because of the secrecy. It's going to sabotage this connection. If both of you are waiting for the other person to make the first move, this will just kind of sabotage the connections with Seven of Swords. Yeah, you have to make a choice. Page of Wands. Now the choice would be between two options. Either you go forward and explore other connections, or you simply give in to what you really want out of this connection. So for example, if this is about commitment, doesn't necessarily have to be, I'm just taking an example. If this is a commitment, either you take a step up and you confess to this person that this is what you're looking for. And if this is not your cup of tea, then there is also an option of exploring other options. The choice is yours, and you seem to be making a choice now. Because I see that both of you will not be, there is no one who's kind of budging. Why is that the case? Eight of Wands, lack of communication. Hierophant, lack of true communication, communication that matters. There could be communication, but the communication that matters, that is something which is missing here. Communication related to commitment, communication related to relationship, that is something which is missing here. Okay, so the choice is yours. All right. Let's move on to Libras. What's up, Libras? What's coming next? What's coming next for Libras? Ace of Swords, Hierophant, Six of Cups, Cozy Witch. Someone from the past is coming back. Someone from the past is coming back, wanting to make amends. They had been very indecisive for a while, but it looks like now they want to make amends. I see a communication coming in. Communication which is important. Communication which is about what happened when you guys were not together. How do they feel about you? Everything that is related to their feelings, they will just gonna tell you. And that communication will gonna bring you a lot of insight, a lot of clarity about the past, what happened, why it happened, and it will going to give you a new perspective altogether. Now there is one thing which I'm again seeing. Now you would be able to make a choice, Libras, about what do you truly really want. Do you want to be with this person? Then go ahead. If you feel that after hearing everything from their past, from your past, do you feel like it's not going to work out? Then also the choice is yours. At the end of the day, it is in your hands to decide what do you truly want out of this connection and out of this person. Because this person's going to come in, they're going to be very authentic about it, and they will going to express what they need to express, what they want to express, and that will going to give you all the answers to the questions that you had been holding on since a really long time. And I see you making a new beginning. You're taking a leap of faith, but what that leap of faith is, you will gonna decide at that point in time once you have all the information. Okay, so this is what is coming in here for Libras. Let's go to Scorpios. What is happening for the rest of 2025, Scorpios? Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, King of Swords, Knight of Wands, the World, Sun. You seem to be learning a lot of lessons related to what has happened with you in the past. You seem to be also someone who's very balanced at this point in time. And you have taken all those lessons now. You're going to implement it in your life, in your relationships, in your overall, I would say, balanced state of mind as well. You're going to implement a lot of it in your career as well, it looks like. You're closing a chapter, you're beginning something new, you're being very happy, you're being very sunshiny, happy, light. You're like light here. And you're kind of challenging something. Challenging something in the sense you could be challenging your own belief system. You could be challenging what you have been through. You could be challenging that, yes, so what? I don't think so that this has to be this certain way. I don't think so that relationship has to be a certain way. Just giving an example, take it if it's resonating, but it's just an example, okay? It doesn't necessarily fit into your situation. You fit into your situation according to what your circumstances are. So it could be something which is more like you always wanted a certain type of a person and you always wanted certain type of a relationship, let's just put it that way, and you wanted to marry and you wanted to get committed. Now those belief systems that you were carrying, I wanted a certain type of person, I wanted to get married, etc., etc., has given you nothing but defeat, has given you nothing but wounds, and you have healed those wounds. Now you're in the kind of process of healing those wounds, verge of ending. That healing is now coming to an end as well. Now is the time to balance yourself out, which you will, and you will going to define your own truth with King of Swords coming in here. What I used to believe about relationships, marriage, commitment, and the kind of person that I wanted to be with, now that has changed, because that has given me nothing but wounds in the past. Okay, so with Knight of Wands coming in here, you are now fiery enough to bend your own rules, to bend your own mentality, to bend your own things which you have, thought would be the right thing as far as relationships are concerned. You are now exploring your own truth, your own type of a personality, your own type of a relationship. And that's going to make you very much happy and glowing. I see you kind of dressing up. I see you having a lot of attention, but your attention would be just on yourself and no one else. All right, Scorpios, girl power. This is what I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go to Sagittarius. Let's go to Sagittarius. Three of Wands, the Emperor, Justice, Queen of Pentacles. Someone's gonna come forward and invest in you. Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You will gonna find your person, a committed relationship. someone who's going to invest in you. Justice is coming your way, Sagittarius. That is a person who is willing to give you an offer, and that offer would be something which is, and you were wanting to have that offer for quite some time. It's just that you were just not ready for that offer. Now that you're ready for that offer is coming in. Someone loyal, someone who has an empire. That justice is coming in, that communication is coming in. Because you are someone who did not sacrifice your own will, your own determination. You did not chase. You did not ask for approval. You were grounded. You were centered. And that's what this person has also seen. And that's the kind of individual this person always wanted as well. So by the end of 2025, I see an offer coming your way from someone who really wants to commit to you. From someone who really wants to take this relationship forward. Because you could be someone, this would be a reward from the universe for you not chasing relationships and you just maintaining your own truth, your own life. You could be someone who thought and manifested that I wanted a certain kind of a relationship, but you could have found that person as well, but then you did not chase because you thought that if I'm going to chase, that's going to make things worse. It's better that I focus on myself. And that's what you did. And that turned everything great. It is the thing that I'm getting here is that it's all about you. Because you stood your power. If this was that you were already in a relationship with someone and you asked for commitment, that commitment is coming in. So whatever that you asked for from the universe, that is now happening here, Sagittarius, for you. Okay, so this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys in the next reading. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, what is happening next in your love life in the rest of 2025? What can you expect? What can you see coming? For Capricorns, Four of Swords, Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups. Transformation is coming. Lovers, Judgment. A relationship which has been on hold for quite some time, it's now going to come to surface. Someone's going to approach you. Someone will going to give you an offer. Clarify Seven of Cups. It looks like there will be more than one person coming your way, Capricorn, because there is something that you're letting go. The rest of 2025, you would be all about imagining your own future. Perhaps it could be the time surrounding your birthday as well, where you could be wondering, what do I need to change about myself? You could be getting out of a relationship. That will gonna open a lot of channels for other people to come and approach you. People who had been in your energy for a while but couldn't say anything because you had been in a relationship, and they all of a sudden now just wants to come and approach you. And you'll be having plethora of options to choose for. Okay, I'm over exaggerating it. you could be having one or two people, two or three people perhaps, in your energy to give you that stability. And these people will not be someone who just want to hang out with you and have fun and keep things casual. I see someone's just wanting to invest more time. I see some of you could be, asking your friends. You could be meeting this person through your friends or through your family. Somewhere where you would be traveling. You would definitely be making a choice. Is someone from the past also coming back with whom things are on hold with? I don't see that happening. These are all new people in the energy. And even if someone from the past comes back, I don't think so. With the death card coming in here, I think it has been ended. You don't want to start anything new anymore, Capricorns. So yeah, you'll be having options, people wanting to invest time, energy into you, money perhaps into you, wanting to seek a connection long term with you, because you are now getting into that energy where you are no longer accepting things that doesn't serve you, which is great. I think that's what Capricorn's forte is. All right, so this is what I have for you. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Aquarius. What's up, Aquarius? What's happening next in your love life in the rest of 2025? Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, Five of Wands, Two of Cups, Six of Cups. Soulmate, soul bond connection coming in. Ding, 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 ding. You have Hierophant here as well. Someone's, you could be starting things with someone from the past, definitely, someone with whom you felt very comfortable with. There is a new chapter that is coming in this relationship. It looks like you guys share a very passionate bond with each other. But something tells me, even though the bond was there, it's just not easy. Navigating this relationship, having a new beginning is just not easy. And while the conflicts will be there, you guys are looking at the brighter and the better things, which is to be with each other. You cannot find anyone who makes you feel the way they make you feel, and they cannot find anyone who makes you feel the way you make them feel. So you guys are more like belong to each other, to be with each other. But there were certain things which needed to explore, which needed to release, which needed to acknowledge. And while you were always going through conflicts, the only thing that were holding the two of you together is basically the love. And in the rest of 2025, what I see here is that love growing stronger and your bond becoming stronger. Conflicts are turning into lessons with an intention that we do not have to repeat the mistake again. Yeah, and you're gonna move forward this relationship in a completely different light. You're definitely learning from the conflicts that has risen between the two of you. But it looks like the bond between the two of you, or the love between the two of you, is kind of making you believe that let the past be the past and let's just move forward. Okay? This is what I have for you, Aquarius. Alright, let's move on to Pisces. What's up? Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what is happening next in this connection. Seven of Swords, King of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Time to call the bluff. You called someone's bluff. You played the player, it looks like. Someone who was very selfish in their acts, someone who was manipulating you, someone who was not giving you clarity but always kept their door open for you, and that's only half. They were not letting you in, they were not letting you go out. And what you did was basically juggle. This person was juggling the two options, and you called their bluff. There's a heartbreak definitely there. But I see you enjoying life. I see you have the support of your friends to do it. It also looks like you kind of realize that love doesn't need any performance. Love doesn't need any competition or choosing. Someone who actually wants to be with you doesn't make you compete with someone else. And that is the kind of knowing that you have, which kind of made you realize that, yeah, that is true. And you don't want to play this game anymore. You're like, I'm checking out. Why don't you guys continue? Pisces, Magician, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Yeah, someone who kept you waiting, someone who was very manipulative, someone who was giving you a lot of overthinking. It's like the more you guys are together, right? With this Eight of Swords coming in here, I see, but you don't get that satisfaction from this relationship because this person is not showing up completely. This literally breaks my heart. And I'm telling you, the readings that I get is also because of people like them. They don't show up completely, they have their own emotions, they have their own things, and they just can't get into it. They don't give the other person a chance to explore other options, and they keep these people also as an option. I see you kind of saw this coming. You know what? You were like that. You were better prepared. You already knew that this was going to come in. You know that this person's going to self sabotage. You know that this person is selfish. You know that this person is keeping one foot in, one foot out. To some, it looks like convenience. And that's when you decided that you don't have to get hooked onto them. Yeah. You chose your healing, you chose yourself, you choose that you don't have to sacrifice, you don't have to compete, you don't have to perform, and things will immediately just gonna fall apart. You will be having a new beginning in your life, that is for sure. Somewhere down the line, you already know this, Pisces. Okay, so this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys in the next reading.